In today's video, we're going to be listing every single starting quarterback on a tier list. So if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, drop a like, and let's get right into the video. Now, this should be really fun. We're back again with another tier list. This time, it's the starting quarterbacks. You know, I'm going to exclude rookies such as Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders. It's kind of just really hard to rank them right now. Now, for the tiers that we have for today, we have elite, great, good, average, and then the worst of the worst, garbage. So I guess all that's left to do is to go ahead and start ranking these quarterbacks. Now, the first guy that we have on this list is Aaron Rodgers. You know, the past couple of years, the Aaron Rodgers that we've seen is not the Aaron Rodgers that we're used to. He was once elite, but he doesn't deserve to be on that tier anymore. I don't even know if I put him on great. I'm just gonna put him in the good tier. Like, I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's average. I think he's an above average starter at this point in his career. Then we have Aiden O'Connell. I don't even know why he's on this list. He's not even a starting quarterback anymore. We're gonna put him in garbage, even though I kind of like Aiden O'Connell. Wow. And then next up, dude, Anthony Richardson, bro. It's kind of tragic, but I'm gonna have to put him in the garbage tier as well. As of right now, hopefully he can get a lot better, because I am low-key rooting for Anthony Richardson. Now, you see right here, I'm gonna also put, you know, Baker Mayfield in that good tier. I'm gonna put him above Aaron Rodgers at this point. You know, granted, Baker did have a good season this past year. Well, actually, it looks like he had a good season the past 2 years, but this last one he had 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. So he's played really well for Tampa Bay, but I don't know if I put him in like that great tier. And you know, you can kind of say the same thing about Brock Purdy. I'm gonna put him right here in the middle, but he's a pretty good quarterback as well. You know, he fits that 49ers system. He's not gonna blow you off the charts. He does have a good scrambling ability. Now, I like someone who can just go in there, not try to do too much, just win games, make the right plays. That is Brock Purdy to a T. And now, Bryce Young, at the beginning of his career, dude, he was looking like he was about to be here in the garbage, but I gotta put him up in average, because towards the end of last year, he really picked things up, and where I kind of saw that was in the game against Kansas City. I don't think he's playing phenomenally to where he's like a good quarterback. I feel like he's just an average quarterback at this point. Hopefully, though, I want to see him take another leap this year. They added Tedero McMillan. The offensive line is slowly getting better, and I like Dave Canales. This one's going to be interesting as well. We have Caleb Williams. He showed some flashes year number one. Now, I'm not going to put him in the great nor the average. I'm going to put him in the good tier above Aaron Rodgers. It's kind of like the same thing with Bryce Young. I want to see him take another leap this year. He's got all the talent in the world to do so, and he's got plenty of weapons to make that stuff work. This is going to be our first quarterback that we're going to put in the great tier. I think CJ Stroud is the next big thing in the NFL. He showed flashes his rookie year, kind of had a sophomore slump this past season, but I think that was mainly on the offensive line, and that might be more of the same issues that he's going to face this upcoming year. Okay, Dak Prescott. Let's be realistic here. We're not going to put him in garbage. I think he's better than that. I think he's better than average. I think he's a good NFL quarterback, but can be great at some points. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I feel like he just goes through stretches of playing phenomenally, and then he goes through stretches of just playing the worst football I've ever seen. But to be fair, I am going to put him at the top of the good tier. Hopefully he can stay healthy, because I want to see what he can do this year with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Oh boy, dude. We have Daniel Jones, and for as much as I low-key want to put him in garbage, I don't think necessarily it's all on him. I do think he can be an average quarterback at best. And trust me, I'm a Daniel Jones hater, but if I got to look at things realistically, offensive line was a huge issue over there in New York. And well, I guess that leaves us with the man himself, Deshaun Watson. Now, in the early years of his career, dude, I would have put him in like the great category, or maybe even the elite category, because he was showing flashes. But dude, I don't know what exactly happened. Ever since he missed that year, he's came back. It's just been awful, dude. I have to put him in the garbage tier. Now, I'm gonna put him at the top of the garbage tier, but dude, he's been just garbage in his time over there in Cleveland. However, next up, we do have Geno Smith here, and I think Geno Smith is a good quarterback in the NFL. You know, there's not too much to say about Geno Smith. Hopefully, we can see some more of that consistent play over there in Las Vegas. You know what? Jacoby Brissett's still in the league. I'll rank him. I'm gonna put him in the average tier, just right right there in the middle, above Daniel Jones and a little bit behind Bryce Young, just because, you know, Bryce Young, he's still young. He can still show us flashes. Okay, dude, I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if some of you guys feel the same. We have Jalen Hurts, and I see a lot of people rank him in like the elite category, but I don't know. I wouldn't put him in the elite category. I'd kind of put him at like the top tier of the great category. Like, I still think he's a great quarterback. He's got his crazy rushing ability. He can still make the best of the best throws, but I just gotta ask you guys the questions, because I don't know if it's just me. I don't think he's like the elite tier. I just feel like, you know, if you're going to draft some quarterbacks, there would be 5 quarterbacks above Jalen Hurts that you would pick, such as like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and then after that, are you gonna pick Jalen Hurts, or will you pick like a Jaden Daniels? Maybe you'd go with a Justin Herbert. You can even make the argument for CJ Stroud. I just feel like, dude, if there's a couple of guys that you could, you know, pick above you. I don't know if that made sense, guys. I'm just gonna put him in the great category though. Ooh, this one's an interesting one. We have Jared Goff here. I think I'm gonna put him in the good category as well, probably right here between Baker Mayfield and Brock Purdy. He's another one of those guys who's kind of turned his career around. Like, he was playing in LA. They had that one crazy year with Todd Gurley, had some solid quarterback play there, was traded to Detroit for Matthew Stafford, and I kind of, you know, if I'm being honest here, I thought that was it for him, but again, Ben Johnson got the most out of him, so you have to give him credit there, and I just think he's a good NFL quarterback. And Jaden Daniels, you know, I can't put him in the elite because that was just his rookie year. I'm gonna have to see how his sophomore year, maybe he has a sophomore slump, but for that phenomenal rookie year, I'm gonna have to put him in that great category. Show some respect to him. I think he can be a phenomenal quarterback. I'm excited to see him play this upcoming season, which the craziest thing is, he was 1 game away from the Super Bowl his rookie year. Don't really think there's too much to say about Jaden Daniels other than he's a great NFL quarterback. Now, this is gonna be our first guy that we're gonna have in the elite category. Now, I am a Bengals fan, but I'm gonna try to take away my bias. I still think he's an elite quarterback, one of the best ones in the league, and is just super surgical in his performances on the field. I really think it was a shame that the Bengals defense was as bad as it was, because, dude, because he was playing amazing last season. I mean, maybe if the defense was just a little bit better and this was a playoff team, he could have won the MVP. Wow, now this one, okay, this one's gonna be kind of tough right here. We have Jordan Love. I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't watched a lot of the Packers, but I did like Jordan Love coming out, and I do like his game. You know, in the past couple of seasons, he's played really good as well. 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions this last season. I mean, granted, he was injured, and then 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions was basically his first season starting. And I believe he led them to the divisional round, I think, that year in 2023. You know, maybe this is me being biased just because I like him, but I'm gonna put him in the great tier. I think he could really be one of the great quarterbacks. I love his game. I love his throwing motion. I love everything about him. He's got a cool name. I'm just gonna have to put him, you know, at the bottom of the great tier. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this one and where you guys would rank him. Yes, and we have Josh Allen. Okay, this one's an easy one. We can put him in the elite category. I don't know if you'd want to put him above or behind Burrow. I'm gonna put him above Burrow just because he won the MVP. He can throw the pigskin at an elite level, and he can run the football at an elite level. He can basically do everything. He's a jack of all trades. We have another quarterback who's going to be making the great tier. I love Justin Herbert. Now, I didn't really like him, if I got to be completely honest, coming out of college, but I just love his game. I love watching him throw the football. He can make some of the most beautiful throws. I'm super happy that he has Jim Harbaugh as his head coach, just because it feels like he's finally got like something stable over there. They have Ladd McConkey, who's had an amazing rookie year. They're giving him a run game. They're starting to give him a defense. Things are looking up over there for the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm super excited to see what Herbert can do. Okay, dude, Kyler Murray, bro. All right, let's talk about him, because I kind of also want to get your guys' opinions on Kyler Murray. You know, he was the #1 overall pick in 2019. He's shown some flashes. I remember that one season that they had with the Cardinals where I think they went like 13-3 or something. Was that in 2021? I think so. It might have been, but I don't know. I don't know if I can't put him in the great tier for some. I just can't. I mean, he's one of the best runners of the football in the league, but I just can't put him there. I feel like I would be like more comfortable putting him right here between Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff. I don't know. You guys let me know. I mean, maybe this is just kind of me getting revenge on him because I did have Marvin Harrison Jr. and I don't know why he wasn't throwing him the football, dude. Listen, Kyler Murray, if you're watching this, throw Marvin Harrison Jr. the football. Okay, one of the other really great quarterbacks that we have in this league, it's Lamar Jackson, bro. I don't know exactly where I'd put him. Probably right here. He's like the best running quarterback in the league. But listen, whenever you think of Lamar Jackson, you think of his highlight plays, you think of him scrambling with the football, you know, running around that pocket. Kind of the same thing with Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. There's just not really too much I have to, you know, convince you guys on why I put them here in the elite category. Now, my guy Matt Stafford. I love watching some Matt Stafford. Now, I didn't like it whenever he was in the Super Bowl against my Bengals, but I'll tell you, that no-look pass was tough. I am going to put him in the great category. Honestly, probably above CJ Stroud. Last season was a bit of a, you know, down year for him, but I'm just going to chalk that up to, like, you know, Puka got injured, Cooper Kupp got injured. It was mainly Kyren Williams, and Stafford was kind of just in that, you know, game manager role, but I just think Stafford's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And we have the man himself, Patrick Mahomes. I think we got to put him at the top of the elite category, dude. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. He is the best quarterback in the league. I don't know, somehow he just makes things happen. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, watching him in his early years whenever he was flinging the ball, that was super fun, but he's kind of changed up his style, and the Chiefs have changed up their identity to be more of a run heavy, short yardage pass team. We have Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson. Man, Seattle Russell Wilson, dude, low-key Seattle Russell Wilson was elite, but he's not Seattle Russell Wilson anymore. I can't even really put him in the good tier. If I would put him in the good tier, I put him at the bottom, but right now I'm gonna have to put him at the top of the average. I just think he's just an okay guy, you know, a bridge quarterback at this point in his years. I guess we'll see what he can do with the Giants. He does have Malik Neighbors, but again, that offensive line, it's just not a good situation for Russ. It's kind of sad to see him go out like this right now. I'm always rooting for him. I think he's a good guy, so I want to see him do great, but again, just gonna have to put him in the average tier. All right, now this might be the hardest person to rank as of right now. I don't really know. We have Sam Darnold, but like, he basically had one really good year. Like, just take a look. 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, 4,300 yards. An amazing year for him. Kevin O'Connell really set him up for greatness. But like, does that deserve to get put in like the good category? I don't know. I'm just gonna have to kind of put him in that average tier. I'm gonna put him in the above, like at the top of the top average over Russ. You know, he's in Seattle, a solid situation. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker. He's got all of those guys. Whew, okay. Man, this is kind of getting like spicy here. We have Trevor Lawrence, you know, #1 overall pick in his draft. I can't put him in the great tier because he hasn't really been great. I'm gonna, you know, dismiss his rookie year because that was just awful. You know, his head coach Urban Meyer, I'll let that pass. Trevor Lawrence. Just take a look at this guy. These are his career stats as of right now. He had a really good year in 2022 and like maybe 2023. You know, my heart wants to put him in like that average tier, like the top of the top average, because honestly, if you just look at the stats and everything, it's not pretty, but since he is young and I still have some belief in him, I'm gonna put him at the bottom of good. Now, our final person that we're gonna be ranking for today's video is Tua Tagovailoa. I think he's a solid starter, especially whenever he's got some solid weapons around him. Just can't get injured. I'm gonna, you know, with Tua, I'm gonna have to put him in the good category. I'm gonna put him above Aaron Rodgers, but just a little bit behind Caleb Williams. Just because Caleb Williams, I feel like he's got more potential, but Tua's good. He just has to have the right system, have the right personnel around him. Anyways, this is my full list. Let me know what you guys think. Me, personally, looking at this list, I don't think it's too bad. I kind of like it. Now, with all of that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know, your changes and what you would do. But if you guys enjoy this content and you want to see some more content like this, then go check out my last post, especially if you're fantasy guys, because my last video will tell you who exactly you need to take in round number 1 for your drafts. So with all of that being said, I will see you all in the next one, and shout out to the members. Yeet.